Hello everyone, welcome to Competitive Scholar. As we have started a question series on NEP 2020 and 250 questions have already been discussed here. It is available in 5 parts, that is 50 questions in each video. And today it is the 6th part, that is we are covering from question number 251 to 300. So if you did not watch the previous video, it is available in our channel playlist. Please go through it and let's start today's session. So first question is 251. Which group is specifically mentioned as requiring particular attention for safety and rights? A. Girl children. B. School administrator. C. Boy children. D. Teachers. So the correct answer is option A. Next, what kind of system encourages students to report issues without feeling intimidated or ignored? A. One that is full of rules, had to follow, and mostly managed by staff privately. B. One that is open, supportive, and makes students feel heard and protected. C. One that focuses on strict discipline and anonymous complaints. D. One that is optional, vague, and rarely used. And the correct answer is B. Next, why is it important that reporting mechanisms are well known to all students? A. To ensure students can access help when needed. B. To encourage students to report teachers. C. To reduce administrative workload. D. To promote competition among schools. Correct answer is A. 254. A district education officer is reviewing school policies and notices that most initiatives focus on infrastructure and teacher development, with minimal attention to student safety and rights. According to NEP 2020, what key stakeholder group is being overlooked? A. Administrative staff. B. Children and adolescent. C. Technology vendor. D. Curriculum expert. This is the answer. Next, what does MERU refer to in the context of higher education reform? A. Medical Education and Research Unit. D. Multidisciplinary Education and Research Universities. C. Ministry of Education Resource Unit. D. Modular Education Reform Utility. This is the answer. According to NEP 2020, what is one of the key roles of higher education in India? A. To replace school education with vocational training. B. To ensure all students become engineers. C. To focus solely on economic growth. D. To promote human and societal well-being and uphold constitutional values. This is the answer. What qualities should 21st century higher education aim to develop in individuals? A. Strict discipline and rote learning. B. Creativity, ethical values, scientific temper, and intellectual curiosity. C. Only technical skills and job readiness. D. Focus on memorization and standardized testing. This is the answer. Which of the following best describes the societal purpose of higher education as per NEP 2020? A. To build a socially conscious and innovative nation. B. To reduce the number of students in schools. C. To promote international migration of skilled workers. D. To create more job opportunities for graduates. This is the answer. In the context of NEP 2020, what is meant by holistic development in education? A. Incorporating skills and values at all stages of learning. B. Providing education only in urban areas. C. Limiting education to traditional subjects. D. Focusing only on academic excellence. This is the answer. Which of the following is not a goal of quality higher education as described in NEP 2020? A. Memorization of textbook. B. Constructive public engagement. C. Personal accomplishment and economic independence. D. Productive contribution to society. This is the answer. What does NEP 2020 identify as a key outcome of quality higher education? A. Increased memorization skill. B. Focus on traditional learning method. D. Development of well-rounded and creative individuals. D. Limiting education to urban areas. This is the answer. Which of the following is a 21st century capability that higher education should foster? A. Unquestioned obedience. B. Scientific temper. C. Passive learning. D. Rote memorization. This is the answer. According to NEP 2020, what should higher education prepare students for? A. Avoiding public engagement. B. Memorizing textbook. C. Meaningful lives and economic independence. D. Government jobs only. This is the answer. What is the broader societal goal of higher education as per NEP 2020? A. To reduce the number of students in schools. B. To create a socially conscious and skilled nation. C. To promote international migration. D. To focus only on technical education. This is the answer. Which value is not emphasized by NEP 2020 in the context of higher education? A. Liberty. B. Justice. C. Obedience. D. Fraternity. This is the answer. To 68. What kind of disciplines should higher education cover according to NEP 2020? A. Wide range including science, arts, humanities and vocational subject. B. Only humanities and language. C. Only vocational subject. D. Only science and technology. This is the answer. Which of the following is a personal outcome of quality higher education? A. Constructive public engagement. B. Limiting creativity. C. Focus on individual success only. D. Avoidance of societal issues. This is the answer. How does NEP 2020 propose to develop holistic individuals? A. By incorporating skills and values at every stage of learning. B. By limiting education to urban centers. C. By focusing only on higher education. D. By emphasizing competitive exams. This is the answer. What role does higher education play in India's economic development according to NEP 2020? A. It contributes to sustainable livelihood and innovation. B. It has no significant role. It promotes foreign education system. It focuses only on employment generation. This is the answer. Which of the following best describes the vision of India as per NEP 2020? A nation focused only on economic growth. B. A country with limited access to education. C. A democratic, just, socially conscious and human society. D. A society driven by competition and exams. This is the answer. Which of the following is identified as a major structural issue in India's higher education system? A. Universal access to higher education. B. Severely fragmented higher educational ecosystem. C. Overregulation of primary schools. D. Excessive focus on interdisciplinary studies. This is the answer. What problem arises from the rigid separation of disciplines in Indian higher education? A. Students gain broader knowledge across field. B. Improved access to vocational training. C. Increased flexibility in curriculum design. D. Yearly specialization limits holistic development. This is the answer. Why is limited access to higher education a concern in socio-economically disadvantaged areas? A. Private institutions dominate rural education. B. HEIs are concerned in urban centers and rarely teach in local language. C. There is an oversupply of teachers in rural areas. D. Students prefer online education platform. This is the answer. What is a consequence of inadequate mechanism for merit-based career progress in higher education? A. Reduced motivation among faculty and leaders. B. Greater institutional autonomy. C. Improved research output. D. Increased student enrollment. This is the answer. Which issue contributes to low standards of undergraduate education in India? A. High student-teacher ratio. B. Large affiliating universities. C. Excessive funding for research. D. Small autonomous colleges. This is the answer. What is one major drawback of limited teacher and institutional autonomy in higher education? A. Increased student enrollment. B. Improved curriculum flexibility. C. Restricted innovation and decision making. D. Enhanced faculty motivation. Which issue affects the quality of research in Indian universities and colleges? A. Lack of competitive research funding across disciplines. B. Strong emphasis on interdisciplinary studies. C. Excessive peer-reviewed funding. D. Over-regulation of school education. Next, how does suboptimal governance and leadership impact higher education institutions? A. It increases international collaborations. B. It contributes to institutional stagnation and poor performance. C. It improves administrative efficiency. D. It leads to better student outcomes. This is the answer. Next, what is a consequence of an ineffective regulatory system in higher education? A. Uniform academic standards across institutions. B. Streamlined accreditation processes. C. Improved faculty development programs. D. Confusion and inconsistency in quality assurance. Why do large affiliating universities pose a challenge to undergraduate education quality? A. They have excessive funding for research. B. They offer too many postgraduate programs. C. They struggle to maintain consistent academic standards across affiliated colleges. D. They focus only on rural education. What structural change does NEP 2020 propose to improve access to higher education across India? A. Focusing only on online education platform. B. Reducing the number of higher education institutes to improve quality. C. Establishing small specialized colleges in urban areas. D. Creating large multidisciplinary universities and colleges in every district. This is the answer. Which of the following is a key curricular reform proposed by NEP 2020? A. Eliminating vocational subjects from the curriculum. B. Moving towards multidisciplinary undergraduate education. C. Maintaining rigid discipline boundaries. D. Introducing yearly specialization in undergraduate programs. What is the purpose of establishing the National Research Foundation under NEP 2020? A. To regulate private universities. B. To monitor student attendance. C. To replace existing research council. D. To fund peer-reviewed research and seed research in HUH. How does NEP 2020 aim to improve governance in higher education institutions? A. By appointing political leaders as board members. B. By establishing independent boards with academic and administrative autonomy. C. By centralizing decision making in the Ministry of Education. D. By outsourcing governance to private firms. What does the light but tight regulation model in NEP 2020 refer to? A. Strict control over curriculum and pedagogy. B. No regulation for autonomous colleges. C. A single regulator ensuring effective oversight without excessive interference. D. Multiple regulators overseeing different aspects of education. This is the answer. Which measure in NEP 2020 aims to improve access and inclusion for disadvantaged students? A. Offering only English medium instruction. B. Focusing on postgraduate education only. C. Providing scholarship and promoting online and distance learning. D. Reducing the number of higher education institutes. This is the answer. What is the goal of revamping curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and student support under NEP 2020? A. To reduce the number of subjects offered. B. To enhance student experiences and learning outcomes. C. To promote yearly specialization. D. To increase administrative workload. 290. How does NEP 2020 propose to ensure integrity in faculty and institutional leadership? A. By merit-based appointment and career progression. B. By outsourcing leadership roles. C. By appointing leaders based on political affiliation. D. By using random selection method. This is the answer. What is the role of independent boards in HEIs as per NEP 2020? A. To manage only financial operations. B. To provide academic and administrative autonomy. C. To eliminate faculty participation in governance. D. To centralize control under the Ministry of Education. This is the answer. What is the significance of offering instruction in local or Indian language in HEIs? A. To promote international education standard. B. To improve access and inclusion for diverse populations. C. To reduce the number of students in urban areas. D. To limit curriculum option. What is the main structural reform proposed by NEP 2020 for higher education institutions? A. Maintaining the current affiliating university model. B. Creating small specialized colleges in urban areas. C. Transforming HEIs into large multidisciplinary universities and clusters. D. Focusing only on online education platforms. This is the answer. What is the intended student capacity for each HEI cluster or multidisciplinary university under NEP 2020? A. 1000 students. B. 500 students. C. 3000 or more students. D. 10,000 students. This is the answer. Which ancient Indian universities are cited in NEP 2020 as examples of successful multidisciplinary institutions? A. JNU, DU, AMU, BHU. B. Banaras, Mysore, Pune, Calcutta. C. IITs and IIMs. D. Nalanda, Takshashila, Vallabhi, Vikramasila. This is the answer. Next, what is the primary focus of an autonomous degree granting college under NEP 2020? A. undergraduate teaching with multidisciplinary scope, B. Distance education programs, C. Vocational training exclusively, D. Postgraduate research only. This is the answer. How does NEP 2020 define a university in the context of higher education reform? A. Vocational training center, B. A college offering only undergraduate programs, C. An institution focused only on research, D. A multidisciplinary institution offering undergraduate and graduate programs. What mechanism does NEP 2020 propose for granting autonomy to colleges? A. Automatic autonomy after 10 years of operation. B. Direct appointment by university boards. C. State-wise mechanism through graded accreditation. D. Random selection by government panels. This is the answer. According to NEP 2020, what can autonomous degree granting colleges evolve into? A. Distance learning hubs. B. Primary education institutions. C. Vocational training centers. D. Research intensive or teaching intensive universities. This is the answer. What is the expected timeline for all higher education institutes to become multidisciplinary institutions? A. By 2025, by 2035, by 2040, by 2030. This is the answer. What is the target gross enrollment ratio, that is GER, in higher education by 2035? A. 35%, B. 60%, C. 50%, D. 40%. This is the answer. So here we are completing our today's session. Hope you like it. So please like, share and subscribe our channel, and thanks for watching the video. Thank you.